had to think about my goals when I wrote this shit. Spit the truth, only real niggas quote this shit. I'ma show you little niggas what focus is. From the plane and the pain and the potencies. I'ma drag like some mink on show boat and shit. Give a fuck what you think, I won't blow this shit. And this built from ground up and you noticed it. Got this shit on some people, so hold this thing.
Then I'm gonna chime in, but I'm gonna let you fly. This is your interview.
All right, so.
I ain't started.
Oh.
God damn, I love this one, man. God damn. All right. Hey, beloved family, it's your favorite uncle, Uncle Neek. Welcome to my podcast. Today I got a beautiful guest, family member. Introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Cousin Peace. So just to give you guys a little background, Nico and I went to school together. He was always a really pleasant guy, really nice, really funny. And we've always kind of kept in touch here and there through social media. And so I'm really glad to have this opportunity to actually link up with him and be a part of his podcast. We do have like-minded ideas, and we're kind of on the same wave with like pushing love and positivity and support and just focusing on like deeper issues than what society kind of throws at us and what everyone else runs with. So, yeah.
That's dope. You also told me I used to smell good, though. Do I still got that passion?
He did used to smell good, but
past tense.
I didn't really smell I didn't pay attention today, but you did. Nah, you ain't got it no more. No, he used to smell like body oil and cologne, like very strong. He still smells nice right now, but it's not like as pungent as
shade,
it used
family.
to be.
That's shade. All right, so today I want to shout out to Social Owners Club. I got the clothing on. Get with them. They make dope clothing. I think it's supported by Marcus Neal and all that stuff. So we're going to have the link at the bottom. I definitely want you to get fresh, get fly, get dope. You heard me? All right, well, let's get to it. So, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you, Uncle Neek.
Yeah, you the first cousin, too, by the way.
Yes, sir. Right. Don't y'all forget me.
Nah, we won't. I'm sure we're going to link up again, man.
Yeah,
But
for
anyway,
sure.
So first, I want you to start off the vibe. So what was you riding to this week? Like, what was your song of the week? What started your morning that kept your weekend going, your week going?
So my song of the week, actually my song of the past 2 weeks has been What You Did by LMA. I love that song.
Take a quote from the song just in case nobody ever heard it before. Like I never heard it. So
she says, what you did, boy, you know I love you, but I can't forgive, I think. And I can relate to that, you know? It's like sometimes people do really foul things and it's like you don't lose love, because I believe that true love doesn't necessarily die, you know? Like it can kind of fade, but I don't think it truly dies. And sometimes, you know, even though you have that love there, you can't forgive them or you can't forget it and move on, so.
That's dope. That's dope. The reason I asked what's her favorite song is because your favorite song connects to your day-to-day, whether you know it or not. That's dope. Look into that. So, I want you to know you inspired me to start this podcast.
Thank you.
I'm a day-to-day watcher. I believe a lot of things you say.
Thanks.
So, what got you into the podcast business?
So, my YouTube channel is Peace Jones, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that. Peace Jones, P-E-A-C-E, Jones.
Peace Jones, that is.
So, what got me inspired to do this is that I'm like a very deep person. I'm very, I guess, different than a lot of people my age. I'm 26, and I kind of ride my own wave. I like having really deep intellectual talks. I'm interested in a lot of things that most people my age aren't. And so I kept finding that like I would want to have these really deep conversations with my friends and it just wouldn't go anywhere. Like either they would cut me off or it would just end or they wouldn't have anything to give back. So I'm like, damn, like I really need to find a way to release and just put this content out and have these conversations with the camera and the people on the other end, which would be like my subscribers that actually care about these same topics as well. And so I was like, hey, why not just go ahead and make this YouTube channel? That way I can get these things off of my mind, and I can also, I guess, inspire and intrigue and entertain other people who are also interested in the same things.
That's dope. That's dope. So I watch your podcast or your channel, whatever you call it. I notice you talk a lot about dating. So is the dating world crazy to you?
Crazy, guys. Literally psycho, right?
What has the dating world actually taught you about people and yourself? Because you're dealing with different personalities, very different people.
Backgrounds.
So what has it taught you? Because
number one thing it's taught me about people is character. Simple as that. One thing I've realized is that you can be brought up well. You can be, I don't know, you could have went to the nicest college. You could have the best job. Your character is literally like something that I feel like you have to develop, right? Like your parents can be nice people, your friends can be nice people. Maybe the job that you have, people would think you're a nice person, but like that's something that you have to develop. And a lot of people have poor character, no integrity, no morals. I know a lot of people like to shout loyalty, but like there is none. So I would say that's the biggest thing I've learned is character. That goes a long way. If you have good character, there's just certain things you're not gonna do. Right. And so that's what I've learned about other people. What I've learned about myself is probably don't settle for less. And I know that sounds really cliche because everyone's like, don't settle. But I've really learned that because I feel like there's been a point where, a long, extensive point where I was dating and it was just like, I settled a lot. And I think that that's what in turn made me have a lot of heartbreak and experience just a lot of things that I probably wouldn't if I didn't settle in the first place. So that's what I would say I've learned for myself.
That's dope. That's dope. So what caused you to settle? Was it self-worth? You not knowing your
Yeah, I think that it was like unintentional. Like it wasn't like I've ever lacked confidence or self-esteem. I've never been one of those girls that's like, oh, I don't think I'm good enough. I've always known I was good enough. But I think, and this is another topic, there's like this slave mentality, and there's this mentality in Black women where sometimes we do not realize that we deserve certain things. Right. Like you can look at a Caucasian female or a Caucasian family and they're literally like, yeah, my boyfriend's just not gonna be like smoking weed every day, or yeah, my boyfriend is gonna have to have a car, or yeah, my boyfriend has to work at this Fortune 500 company. Right. But I think as Black females, we can have everything going for ourselves. We can be beautiful, we can be exceptional, but for whatever reason, we think it's okay to accept the bare minimum, or we think it's okay to accept less than what we deserve. Why do you have a car, a career, a house, and you're literally with this dude that doesn't have any of that? And yes, before you guys say it, oh, you guys don't have to be in the same place in life. Sometimes it takes people longer. Okay, I get that. But like when you reach a certain age and you're looking for certain things and you possess certain things and you bring certain things to the table, you just look crazy allowing certain people in your life. And that's just that. I mean, some may disagree, but I think that basically I somehow, somewhere had that slave mentality that was like, dang, can I get a dude that makes as much as I make, or can I get a, like, where are they at? And it's hard to find it, so you kind of just settle because you're like, okay, well, maybe he has potential, so next year he'll have that car. And it's like you just let potential guide you, and you let him guide you and tell you what, you know, he is gonna do that never happens. And yeah, so.
Okay, do you think you're attracting the wrong type of people? Because as you're saying, like, you're not finding the potential, or you're seeking the potential, but you're not finding what you actually need. Do you think you're not looking around at other people? You might have a type that you're technically just going at. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's good dudes out there. Everything that you're looking for, I feel like I know people that are like that and on the same page as you. So therefore, is it that you cut off people because your standards and stuff like that, because you have a type, somebody doesn't have this, somebody has that, so I'm gonna go with that person even though this person may go farther in life. You know what I'm saying?
I think that it's a mixture. I think number one, what I've realized is that maybe my standards were a little bit unreasonable. I did recently watch this podcast called the Roommates Podcast, which you guys should check out.
Check it out.
And basically there was like a professor that specializes in dating and marriages, and he was saying how like if you sit there and write down all the traits that you want in a person and you go through the first 3, you will literally eliminate 90% of your options, because let's say you want a tall dude. He said only 20% of men in the US are actually 6 foot and older. So boom, you have a group of 50 guys.
I'm 6 foot.
You eliminate, let's say you have a room of 50 guys, you eliminate 25 by that, right? Then let's say you want somebody who makes 6 figures. Boom, you eliminate another like 10. Then let's say you want someone who, I don't know, is family oriented. You might end up with 5 guys. So yes, that's number one. I think that sometimes we do have to watch our standards. We want to set them, but we don't want to make it unrealistic to where as though we're looking for a robot that's not even really existing. So it was that. And then number 2, I would say that I was attracting the wrong type of people, because I did make that video that says you attract what you allow. And basically, I think that I was attracting the same type of men because I was allowing certain things to continue and to take place that shouldn't have from the jump, which ties into what I was just speaking on. And then I will end this by saying, honestly, I'm not against men. Sorry if I sound that way, but there's not that many options, because then this is another thing, right? You have to also be attracted to that person to a certain extent, right? So I've met great guys, but was I physically attracted to them? Not so much. Or I've met great guys that wanted to get married within the next 6 months. Or it was just like, so you can meet somebody you're compatible with, but then you have those other things that kind of is like, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I get it. Break down alpha, beta, and omega to me.
All right, so I'll give you the actual definition first, because I don't know if everyone is familiar with these terms, but basically this is, for me, coming from a woman, terms that describe males, right? So every male is a certain type of male, right? So we're speaking on the alpha, beta, and omega. So an alpha male by definition is the real man, a man's man, a warrior, a stand-up guy. It doesn't matter what you call him. He's a leader, the guy others look to for motivation, inspiration, often with a hint of jealousy or envy. He's the man women want without intention, the center of attention. He is persistent. So the beta male, it says, is discreet, responsible, and cautious. This is a good guy, not very eye-catching, but rather comfortable to the eye. Most modern men belong to this type of beta. They are more sensitive, less aggressive, and their empathy is better than alphas. They easily get nervous and embarrassed, and they play the role of second violin, etc. Then we have the omega male. So I'm just going to read a few of his traits. It says he prefers to be alone. He is cool in his own way. He has a softer side. He's kind-hearted to others. He's an empath. If you guys don't know what that means, an empath is someone who feels very deeply and they feel emotions. He prefers meaningful relationships. He wants to work alone. He's not busy pumping up his ego. And that's just a little bit to describe that.
So all right, give me an example of a person that's alpha right now. Like you can say in the social media world, in the pop culture. Like, would you say Jay-Z is a alpha? Mm-hmm. So who's a beta so everybody can just get an idea? Like, what celebrity would you call beta then?
I would say Drake is a beta. I would say he has enough oomph to him that he's still very successful. He does what he needs to do to get his career, keep his career flowing. He gets girls, but he's not like that person. Obviously, he's that person when you walk into the room because he's a celebrity,
right.
But he's not that like boss. Like when you think of Jay-Z, you thinking like, damn, like this dude got it going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I look up to him. I'm gonna take advice from him. When you think of Drake, you're like, wow, that's a great artist. He's really attractive, but I don't know if I'm gonna ask him for financial advice, you know what I mean? Or I don't know if everyone wants to be him. Like everybody wants to be Hove, you feel me? Like everyone aspires to be that. An omega male, I would say would possibly be, maybe like a Kevin Hart type or something like that. It's kind of like, or maybe like a The Weeknd, or like a John Legend, something like that, where it's like you're kind of almost overlooked. Like you're a great dude, you have your own unique quirkiness and interests, and you do contribute to society, but like people can easily overlook you. Like no one's really checking for The Weeknd, no one's really checking for John Legend, you know what I mean? So it's like, they matter, and they make great husbands or great friends if that's what you're looking for because of their softness. But when you're looking for somebody to run to for protection or security or whatever, probably not them.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that one. I agree with what you, the celebrities you chose for the categories, but I feel like as men, we have all these traits in us. You get what I'm saying? So you can't just say, he's alpha this, he's beta that, he's omega. Because I feel like we all have a role at sometimes. Like, sometimes, like, say this, like, a chick can't figure out her food. That's a perfect example. I got to step and be alpha and be like, no, we're going to get this. We're going to get that. Like, kind of being dominant. And say,
but you have some guys that won't do that.
If you struggling to pick food out and you're a male, kill yourself. Fuck is wrong with you? But it's just, I feel like the roles change every time. I just think nobody is like, just consistent alpha, consistent beta, consistent omega. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I kind of disagree with you. Because I went to work and I actually talked to the fellas. I was like, hey, what kind of man y'all think y'all are? Guess what they all said?
Alpha.
And I'm like, I know damn well y'all don't control the household.
Yeah.
Y'all just got the testosterone. I said the word wrong.
Testosterone.
Yeah, testosterone.
I think at the end of the day, these are things that you have to study and look into more. So you know me, like this is my thing. I literally watch videos, listen to things constantly about this type of stuff. So for me, it's easy for me to see, you know what I mean? It's easy for me to pick out, but for other people who aren't so knowledgeable, it will be harder. Like you said, all those guys look at themselves as alpha males. Well, that's ideal. That's what everyone wants to think they are. But honestly, if you were to inform them on what a beta male and an omega male is, they would probably, some of them would be like, hey, I'm willing to say I'm omega, or I'm willing to say I'm beta, just because I didn't know what that was. You know what I mean? So there's men that will happily take the title of beta or omega because that's them. I mean, beta and omega males aren't these trash dudes. It's just that everyone can't be top-notch, dominant, go-getter leader, clearly. You know what I mean? There's just not that many of them on this earth.
I believe every man has that inside of him. I just think a lot of people shy away from those traits because it's all in you. Everything is written in your essence. Just bring it out. Thank you for breaking that down. That was awesome. Okay, but how can you tell who you're dealing with? Can you give a time limit to it? Like 5 minutes, I could tell who's alpha. 5 minutes, I could tell who's beta. 5 minutes, I could tell who's omega in just a party scene. Can you kind of figure it out?
I can, but that's because, like I said, I'm so deep into this, you know? Now, one thing I will say is that a lot of people impersonate others. A lot of people try to embody someone that they're not. So I have come across men that originally came off as like, you know, that dude. And then a month later, I find out like you don't have anything to your name. You're not really a go-getter at all. You're super stagnant, like you just basically portrayed yourself as someone that maybe you hope to be one day, but you're not. So me, I can read through a lot of bullshit, right? So I can tell, but I'm not sure that everyone else can. And I also feel like people are really good at impersonating someone that they maybe wish to be, but they're not really.
You can only fake it for so long till the true self come out. That's real shit. So let's get into it. It's almost 2K20. 2K20. So I'm gonna start off lightly. I'm gonna ask you, what was your best, in your opinion, movie of the decade?
Crazy thing is, I don't really watch movies like that, but I would have to say the best movie that I've seen in a minute was Get Out. It just has so many
That was dope.
like messages in it. And
What did you get from it? What did you get? Like the subliminal message that you got from it?
I just feel like it was so raw and so real. And sometimes we go through life like with a blindfold on. And I think that movie really like snatched it off. It was like no matter how much you think it's this way or no matter how much you want to be positive, this is the reality of the fight against Black America. And it kind of made you have to accept it.
Right.
And for me, it was kind of like, damn, like I really was like putting those things into play, like, damn, you know, because I'm in no sense racist. Like I have white friends, I have Asian friends, I have Hispanic friends, whatever, but as a Black person and a Black female, I definitely feel the war against Black America. And there's no denying it. And that movie really solidified that and had me like, sheesh, like, it's crazy.
It was deep. And it got dark. Like the organ harvesting and shit like that. That shit like was mind blowing right there. But that's just happened.
And it's so crazy how they played it out. Like, and that's really how it is, you know? It's crazy.
You could have shot over somebody's head. You got to watch it more than once. So what's your favorite artist of the decade? I know my favorite artist. What was yours?
Of the decade? I would have to say Neek was really going hard. He really, I like that his music has so many messages.
Right.
And his albums are always, it's like, it's hard to have an artist that can get messages across, but also like the song really is good, you know?
Right.
And it's not like a slow type song or like a soulful type song. Like it's hard to do that in a rap song that you could still play in the club, but also be teaching young boys like what to do and not to do, right? So that's why I really like him. I like Meek as a person in general, but I think for sure like he did his thing.
He Man Candy Monday.
Man Crush Monday.
Man Candy, Man Crush, whatever. I create lingo. You're going to understand it as I go.
He's an attractive dude, for sure.
That's why she like him. Anyway, my favorite artist of the decade was Fab. Fab
he is vicious.
Is amazing, man. He speak up and he's fresh, he's fly, his music is dope. That's for me, though. I like Fab. How you feel about Fab, though?
I like Fab, too. He puts out really good music. I think his music has... he's kind of like a slick dude, you know what I mean? Like his messages, they're really there, but it's like he's so slick with it. Like I mentioned in one of my videos, one of my favorite songs of his is Sacrifices, and he like pulls out this huge thing, and it's like his verses, it's like damn, like it makes you think, but he just puts it like so smooth, like just here's some words for you, just ponder on that type of thing. So yeah, I like that.
Fab is dope, man. So what was your favorite song of the decade?
So it would have to be God's Plan. I say that because of the song, the message, and the video, right? So I'm really big on like social sciences and humanity, giving back, mentoring, things like that, and just like cleaning up the world, you know what I mean? I'm very much so like, if I have a bunch of money, I can't feel comfortable just splurging because I know there's other people that need things, you know? And I honestly feel that my purpose here on earth, everyone has a purpose. I believe my purpose is to make a mark on society that truly helps others, whether that be passing a law, putting policies in place, or just having my own organization where I'm like pushing out food and clothes and knowledge and stuff like that. And so that's what that video like embodied to me. It was just so like, this is God's plan. Like, let's help one another. You know, even if you have this, they don't have that. So just give, you know, like, I think we need that in society, like more unity and more people loving one another. Stop hating, stop killing. Like, we really need to help that next person. If your mother had a job and a car and you had all these shoes, and this kid doesn't, give them a pair of shoes, you know, give back. Like, I honestly think if you make it too far without giving back, that says a lot about you.
Right. That's dope. That's dope. I love the way you explained that.
Thank you.
Goddamn. All right, family. And also, I just wanted to say this before we close out the show. This platform I created for the underdogs. Whatever you're doing that's dope, I want to interview you. I want to sit down and talk to you. I want to shine a light on you. If you're making clothing, I want to wear that shit on the show. If you draw, whatever, I want that shit in my background. If you make music, I would love to get that on my iPhone and listen to it and then push it out to other people. I just really want to promote you because you motivate me. You inspire me. People that's doing a lot of crazy things, a lot of dope shit, and they never get the recognition.
Yep.
So that's why I offered her to come to my show because she really inspired me. Like watching her shit early in the morning, brushing my teeth. Sometimes she bashing the dudes, but it's all right. We're going to let that slide for a second. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I had every excuse not to do it, but I found one reason to do it. And I appreciate you for inspiring me for that.
No problem.
And it's a beautiful cousin, Peace Jones, our first cousin.
Yes, sir. First cousin. Don't ever forget it when he blows up and get famous. You remember who his first cousin was.
Yeah. You got anything you want to say before you close out the show?
No, just thank you for having me. It was really great, very professional. Love the setup. I'm really happy that you chose to do this. I think it's going to be wonderful. I think you've got a great start. I love how you've broken up the segments to keep everyone entertained. And just a message for everyone, like there's enough to go around for everyone. So if you have any bit of hate or jealousy in your heart or envy, pray to lose that, you know, pray that out of your life, because I think that there's so many, like you said, dope people out here, but there's like this crab in the barrel mentality. Open your mind to embrace these good things that people are doing and want to support them and want to see people do good. That's really an issue, I think, right now with a lot of people, is that, you know, you see someone doing well and you kind of want to, okay, let me scroll past. Okay, let me not like that. Let me not congratulate him. It's like, bro, you got the same 24 hours. Jump up and do what you love too. Like, stop hating, you know? So, yeah.
All right. And we're going to end the show with that. And like I said, I'm pushing out peace, love, and humor. So,
Peace, Jones! Follow me.
Follow us on social media, like and subscribe our channels. We'll have it all at the link at the bottom and all that other good stuff. So I wish you a very blessed week, family members. And Tanika, close the show. It's yours.
Follow me on Facebook at Peace Jones. Follow me on YouTube at Peace Jones. Follow me on Instagram at 4_1love, ONELOVE. Thanks, Uncle Neek. See you guys next time. Right, be blessed.
Listen up. In high school, I had fun times. Quick to holler at a hoochie with the same line. No curfew, I be out the nighttime. Petty hustling, but still had the fattest dimes. New fresh.